What I wish I knew at sunrise instead of yesterday. Your body is a clock, your chakras the gears. Let's tune them together. 7. Root. Feel grounded, your anchor in the universal grid. 6. Sacral creativity pulses with cosmic tides. 5. Solar plexus. Personal power sinks to your daily rhythm. 4. Heart. Love is the timekeeper between self and source. 3. Throat. Truth opens channels to universal signals. 2. Third eye. Intuition reads the matrix like a map. 1. Crown. Pure connection. You're online with the cosmos. Grand Rising with ChristoLight invites you to explore how each chakra tunes you to universal time. Want the guided practice? Hit subscribe and rise with us next episode.
Our founder claims. This right here is an embodied form of the violet ray spectrum. Tap in and tune in Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern, live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Grand Rising with ChristoLight. Your sacred space for discovering the Ascended Masters in crystal healing. Ashe. Hello, hello. Grand day and blessings, everybody. Oh, thank you all for tapping in and tuning in to this fresh episode of Grand Rising with ChristoLight. And before we even hop in and start exploring this episode, which is going to be about the chakras and our chakra system and how we can consciously navigate with conscious relationship with our chakra system. So this will be a great episode to take notes, to journal, to do self-inventory, to reflect, and consider if any of your chakras are currently out of balance, or if they are balanced, and if there's any other micro level details that could be very useful for you as well. So, like I said, before we dive into this episode, we go in depth about the chakras. Let's go ahead and take a rewind back to last week on Thursday, where we left off.
Episode of Grand Rising with ChristoLight. The tree of life you learned? That's just base 10. We're going base 12. Most spiritual seekers know the traditional Kabbalistic tree with its 10 spheres. But what if that's just the beginning?
So Archangel Ariel, abundance, prosperity, and manifestation. Ariel shares the act of manifesting money comes from the womb, or the sacral chakra. It is the architecture of our multidimensional consciousness orientation. So it helps us orientate the blueprint for structuring our material self. The core manifestation body foundation, the structure of the macrocosmic. There's 12 spheres, 12 rays, 12 dimensions, 12 timelines, 12 DNA strands, 12 base tone harmonic structures that create 144 subharmonics of the cosmic Christ frequency in the 12th. Has some Peruvian cacao with a little bit of raw honey. Cheers. Gotta love cacao. Grateful to be here. Feels spirit nudge. Felt or feels spirit nudging me today. Literally going to make cacao right now. Oh, I love it. Terrence Howard last year. Terrence Howard was super popular last year. And he was talking about what he called supersymmetry. And he was talking about the multidimensionality of geometry. So base 10 math is the artificial core manifestation template, and it's built on base 10 math, and is a intentional distortion of the 12 tree grid manifestation template, or the Kathara grid, that is built on base 12 math. This distortion to the natural order compromised the integrity of the universal tree of life and its artificial tree of life. Be aware of what you're studying. Judaism's Kabbalah and the artificial tree of life is based on the inverted teachings potentially given by the Tothian groups to generate reversals by the knowledge given in the original founder records. Controlled opposition. These operatives have infiltrated many areas of the New Age, ascension, and disclosure community. They are on the ground and in space, hidden behind the many false front organizations.
Of the potential DNA to reactivate the eternal life code is sound, light, and frequency, and the original light language Anuhazi.
All right. So that was our super impactful episode that we had last week on Thursday. And I gotta say, wow, what beautiful information we have came across during these live sessions. So powerful, and it really truly is reprogramming and also helping us deprogram from the artificial matrices as well as the mind control systems. So super grateful, super grateful for, the technology that we have, the communications, as well as the souls on this planet right now that are truly willing to risk their life to spread the word of good and truth. It's definitely not for everybody. That's for sure. So as we continue on into this day, I'm going to go ahead and break us open with a oracle reading from the Magical Dimensions Oracle deck. Now, this oracle deck is pretty cool. It's really unique. It has galactic cards, Fae cards. It also has chakra cards, elemental, and angelic. And then there's 44 cards. So I'm going to pull a card from this deck for today. And we're going to go ahead and see what the oracle has for us before we dive in to our education about the chakras. All right. Here's the back of the cards, if you guys want to see that. But if you may, just take a couple of breaths. Find our center if we haven't yet this rising. Ground ourselves. Kind of let go of any stress or anxiety, any fear that we may be holding on to this rising. Hear a little bit of Palo Santo for us before we dive into our reading. You guys may energetically and mentally connect with this Palo Santo spirit and energy. All right. Let's take a couple of breaths. Allow yourself this time to take things slow, to really enjoy your tea or your coffee or whatever it may be. All right. Let's see what the Oracle has for us. All right, so our Oracle card for today to assist us on our journey of exploring the chakras is going to be one of the chakras, the crown chakra. So we have the crown chakra, which we will dive into a little bit later on in this episode and talk about some of the details of what it entails for us. But to keep it brief and in summary, it is our divine gateway portal. It is where our higher light is able to connect and then begin to anchor down into our physical assimilation. Now with that, it is one of our direct access gateways to divine light, which gives us life current, electromagnetic light, as well as vitality. Or I don't want to use vitality, that's more of an earth energy. It gives you rejuvenation and upliftment from the higher frequencies, the higher realms, to be able to continuously uplift your frequency and keep you in the ascension of your energy. Along with that, if you feel disconnected from the crown, you could feel like you have no higher power connection or higher self or God spiritual connection. You could feel depleted in your everyday life because you're running off of only your vital life force, physical energy, and you have barely any electrical, spiritual energy flowing through your being. Along with that, you could be confused about your life, confused about being human, and what kind of purpose you have on this earth. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. So that's our card for today, is the crown chakra. In what ways can we let go of things that are keeping us from feeling that trust, that faith, and that eternal connection to something greater than ourselves? Along with that, how can we also maybe open up and find more ways to deepen our connection with our higher self as well? All right, so with that, let's go ahead and get ready to dive in and talk about chakras. Alrighty. Here we go. Now we are about to deep dive. After opening up with our crown chakra as our card for today, we're now going to explore what chakras are, from the basics to the advanced. And you guys can check out more about chakras in my Light Body Awareness 101 series. You can find that on my YouTube channel, Sacred Light Broadcast Network. Hit playlist, and then Light Body Awareness 101. All right. So, chakras function to transmit and receive the spectrum of frequency from the universal time matrix through our body, which acts as a vessel of consciousness. It is important to open the chakras and increase the circulation of energy flow or life force, because the more energy that is flowing, the healthier and more balanced you are. When we are energetic balance and have reasonable integration and connections between our body, mind, and spirit, it is much easier for us to expand our consciousness and embody our higher spiritual blueprint. Illness in the body is caused by energetic imbalances or blockages of the flow through any of the layers of the bodily systems. Energy circulation blockages create dead energy and miasma, which lead to dysfunctions, disease patterns, and pain. Reduced energy flow not only leads to illness and states of disease, it creates distorted perceptions that allow us to be out of harmony with the natural laws that interfere with experiencing life as our true, authentic self. The function of the chakras is to spin and draw in vital essences and conscious energy to keep the spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical health of the body in balance. This is such good stuff already. Give me just one moment and I will continue. Okay. Continuing. So the chakras, major functions, and also too, I'll take a moment to give you guys this education. So chakra in ancient Sanskrit means wheel of energy or wheel of light. So you got these wheels of energy, wheels of light, that basically act as gateways or portals for different dimensions of light and sound to be experienced and expressed through your mind, body, emotion, and spirit. So it's pretty fascinating when you think about what chakras are and our multidimensional holographic being. So continuing. The chakras' major functions are, number one, vitalize the auric bodies, and thus the physical body, the organs, and the glands. Number two, to bring out biological spiritual growth and develop a different aspects of self-consciousness and connection to life. Each chakra is related to a specific psychological or higher spiritual blueprint form and has specific intelligence functions. Many of these functions are designed to increase higher sensory perception. Very fascinating. I like how they said that. Each chakra is related to a higher spiritual blueprint form. Number three, to transmit energy between the auric layers. Each auric body has its own set of 7 major particle chakras and 8 antiparticle chakras, each located in the same place on the physical body. Each progressive layer exists in increasingly higher frequency, each with a higher frequency band than the lower one. Energy is transmitted from one layer to the next through pathways in the conical tips of the chakra. Most of these pathways are sealed in most people. They open through the intention to align to expanding their consciousness or through spiritual purification work, such as when doing regular meditation and devotional prayer. So the chakras serve to vitalize the body, to create health and well-being. When they are blocked, they are directly involved to any kind of pathology that may exist in the body. Chakras are part of the subtle energy body, not the physical body, and as such are the meeting points of the subtle, non-physical energy channels called the etheric nadis, which are a part of the nadial system. Nadis are channels in the subtle body through which the life force, or the prana, or the vital energy moves and circulates. Chakras have a physical manifestation as well, as are the metaphysical counterpart to the adrenal glands, the endocrine system. So various scriptural texts and teachings present a different number of chakras. There are many chakras in the subtle human body, according to many ancient wisdom and tantric texts, but there are 7 chakras that are considered to be the most important in the main vertical center column, which is called the Hara line. The model we use is that there is 7 primary particle chakras and 8 antiparticle, that total to 15 main chakras. Each chakra corresponds to the same number as the spectrum of frequency and dimensional location in the universal time matrix. Their name derives from the Sanskrit word for wheel or turning, but in the yogic context, a better translation of the word is vortex or whirlpool. The main characters operate similarly. The main chakras operate similarly as the hard drive of a computer. Each hard drive has many files and directories stored as memories. One of those files is always open in each of the chakra, no matter how closed the particle chakra may be. What is displayed by the file is what shapes the individual's reality experience. So before we continue, I'm going to take a look and explore with you guys. Number 1, what miasma is, or dead energy. So miasma is a psychospiritual inherited distortion created by trauma, abuse, fear-based belief systems, and soul fragmentation, which over time was genetically encoded in human DNA and resulted in various forms of dis-ease or imbalance. These disease patterns are energetic blockages in our body and are encoded and passed down in negative ego behaviors or flawed DNA code design from generation to generation. When miasma patterns accumulate and grow larger in the collective consciousness of humanity, they take on energetic form like an entity, and they can exist within energetic bodies that have some form of intelligence. Thus, miasma is energetic form, can be influenced or possessed by larger entity bodies, such as the fallen angelics or the negative agenda. The miasma pattern is interconnected to the vibrational theme of the particular entity, and when interaction with that vibration occurs, the miasma pattern can be passed on to the person through vibrational resonance. Genetic alteration to the human DNA code creates inherited diseases and negative behaviors such as the addiction matrix, which are aggressively promoted by the NAA influence on Earth. So we'll just leave it there with that. But that is miasma, dead energy. And then we're going to also explore the nodal system. So the nodal system refers to the entire nodal complex, the nodal plexus, the nodal body, the nadis capsule. The nadi system is the entire system of the etheric blueprint body of the soul matrix, which is responsible for our physical body's central nervous system and its messaging to the brain. Nodal structure is the CNS blueprint. So the human light body or aura is comprised of multiple interconnected layers of electromagnetic fields of energy that extend all around the physical body, like an energy shield, covering and protecting all of the bodies. When we are meditating and practicing our 12D shielding, we are placing our attention on our light body to help strengthen, protect, and grow our personal consciousness body. The light body is the structure which is required to house the electromagnetic energies of the soul spirit bodies in order to connect them with the physical layer of the human body. Electrical impulses are generated from the light body via the nodal structure, which is a spiritual body part. It is made up of a webbing of energetic receivers and energetic transmitters that are intrinsic to the interconnected messaging functioning in the human soul spirit consciousness layers. And that is the nadis. So it's basically the meridians. And then Chinese acupuncture, as well as other practices and ancient traditions, they base things off of the nadis. They base things off of the meridian centers to activate the prana or the chi. Welcome in, Sarah. Grand day. I was wondering about the root chakra and hemomoids? I'm not sure what you're talking about there with hemomoids or hemomoids. If you want to explain a little more. And Sarah, if you feel inspired to hop on as a guest at any point during this episode, feel free to let me know and I'll gladly let you hop in. All right. So we're going to take a pause on the reading. We just read about the basics of what a chakra is in our multidimensional universe, what kind of primary functioning it has and what it does for us. And then we went into what the nadis are, which is the overall whole entire blueprint system of our energy channels or our meridians. Oh yeah. Now let's go ahead and look at the hara line. And then we'll watch a video and then continue our reading. So the hara line is the main vertical spiritual current column or the pillar of divine light that goes down the center of us. It runs up the center of the body and is related to the formation of the first 8 cells of the spirit body and the tailbone. It is where the hara currents come from. And before the hara currents, we have the core currents that come from the eye of God. The white spiral is the pingala, or the solar. The dark spiral is the Ida, or the lunar. And then the central is the Sushumna, the neutral. The white, you can say, is also the father. The dark is also the mother. And then the vertical is the Christ. So the hara center is located at the navel, about 2 inches inwards from the skin. It is the gateway into the etheric envelope surrounding the planet. The hara center is the center of the etheric body where the monad seats itself. It is about 1 inch in diameter and is the gateway into the ocean of life force, or chi. Around the hara center and with it at the center, there's an envelope of energy called the Tan Tien, or the Dantian. This Tandien or Dantian is a ball of etheric energy about the size of a soccer ball. It is filled from the hara line. Interesting. I'm gonna read this real quick because it talks about the crown chakra and the violet ray. And I remember the crown chakra was our card for today in our oracle reading. And just give me one moment, Sarah. I will answer your questions. So for those of us on the ascension pathway, we're undergoing shifts in the architecture of our violet ray flame, the crown chakra, and our pranic tube. The pranic tube runs the movement of our breath in the same direction with the central vertical channel of which our chakra cones attach at their center. Our chakras are very much designed like circular flower petals with seed crystals in its center. The crystal seed of our chakra flower is attached to the central vertical channel and the prana. The breath of life runs in circular patterns throughout our vertical channel and our chakras when we are healthy in an energetic balance. When we focus on our breath through meditation, we can redirect the life force in the prana tube to circulate in the central channel and vitalize these energy centers. Most of the effective ways to balance the breath through both the right and left channels of the brain center, sinus, and nasal passages is through pranayama, alternate nostril breathing. And then I'll read this too, clearing blockages. Moving blockages from the lower energy centers and emphasis on clearing the astral body and its centers generally can bring significant relief. Focus your mind upon the natural movement of the kundalini, which starts in the back tailbone, moves up the spine past the neck, stops at the top lip and changes polarity, moving down the front of the body from the top lip to the tailbone. The circular movement of energy is the microcosmic orbit of which all the life force moves in our central column or hara line. By focusing your mind gently in meditation on its natural circular movement, intend to move and clear blockages as you strengthen the inner pathway of life force flow. Wow, good stuff. So now we'll go ahead and take a little break from the reading and we'll get ready to watch a video. Okay, so you're wondering about hemorrhoids. Troubles with the lower intestines and the rectum. Which chakra is the intestines? And what about when they get inflamed? I mean, these are great questions. Now, as far as when they get inflamed, I mean, I feel like you have more answers than me, Sarah, when it comes to what kind of things to use for inflammation. I mean, different herbs, detoxing, eliminating. Inflammation is something that's a very maintaining and manageable thing that we got to maintain, especially when it comes to consumption of what we're consuming and ingredients. But as far as the intestines is going to be, I mean, if we look right here, I'm pretty sure the intestines is going to be the solar plexus, but just let me check. Okay, it didn't say on here. Let me check real quick. Keep in mind, you guys can always Google these things yourself as well. So yes, it's the solar plexus. Solar plexus governs your digestive organs, your liver, pancreas, gallbladder, and small intestine. So solar plexus. If you guys want to look further into the solar plexus, feel free. But we got some deep diving to do today. All right, so we're going to watch our first video and enjoy this first one because it's going to bring the inner child out. This one is about Avatar: The Last Airbender.
As a kid, nobody knew about chakras and meditation before this legendary series first aired on television. But now, these topics are a part of pop culture. Avatar: The Last Airbender is a masterpiece that references numerous spiritual, esoteric, and philosophical ideas that us young fans never heard before. And a good example of this is Book 2, Episode 19 of the series, as they start to introduce meditation, chakras, and hand gestures so that Aang could fully control the Avatar state. My goal is to briefly cover Aang's chakra meditation and to expound upon this interesting part in the show, as the philosophy and techniques in this episode are actually real. Smash the like button and comment your favorite aspect of this particular episode. And let's begin. In episode 19, Aang encounters Guru Patik.
Hello.
He's an odd fellow who doesn't seem to practice any sort of bending techniques, but he is considered to be enlightened. Patik's intention is to teach Aang about chakra meditation, a powerful technique that will help the airbender to activate the Avatar state at will. But before I get ahead of myself, let me explain the ancient history behind these spiritual techniques.
In order to master the Avatar state, you must open all the chakras.
Meditation and chakras are part of Eastern religions, which were discovered by yogis around the time of 1500 BCE, with ties to Eastern religions and philosophies such as Buddhism and Hinduism. And chakras in particular are spinning wheels or vortexes of energy surrounded by the major endocrine glands in the body. Meditation is used to open up these glands and the invisible energy centers in the body. Although this technique may be embedded in certain religions, your average Joe could experience positive effects such as increasing one's vital energy and having a more positive outlook on life in general.
What are you most afraid of? Let your fears become clear to you.
Let's start with the first chakra, the root chakra, also known as the Muladhara chakra in Sanskrit. In this show, they call this the earth chakra because it deals with being grounded and connected to one's survival instincts. This vortex is associated with the color red, and if you didn't catch it, the Chin Mudra is used to open this chakra, a gesture that gives one wisdom and knowledge. When the Muladhara chakra is distorted, then one can have many fears that may haunt them. And if this energy center is spinning correctly, then one will be strong and stable as a rock. In Aang's case, he was afraid of Fire Lord Ozai defeating him in battle, as he knew he'd have to face him one day. He conquered his fear by letting the negative thoughts flow along like the stream of water in the show, because those thoughts are simply in his mind and aren't real. Next is the water chakra, also known as the Swadhisthana chakra in Sanskrit.
This chakra deals with pleasure and is blocked by guilt. Now, look at all the guilt which burdens you so.
This energy is associated with pleasure, or simply the enjoyment of the five senses. The hand still used to balance the chakra is called the Dhyana Mudra. It helps one to build a strong force of concentration and to cultivate inner peace. And according to the cartoon, it is unbalanced when one feels guilt or shame. For example, Aang did several things that ended up harming his friends and allies, and he blames himself for those actions. He balanced his chakra when he accepted his flaws and personal issues, as nobody is perfect and we all have problems that we internally need to work on. In real life, this chakra is ruled by creativity and sexuality. Yes, this wasn't mentioned because this is a cartoon and it would be dangerous for children to understand the actual truth behind its energy center.
Third is the fire chakra, located in the stomach.
The fire chakra, also known as the Manipura chakra in Sanskrit, is located in the solar plexus region. It is one's digestive fire and overall willpower in general. The hand gesture you witness to open this vortex is called the Anjali Mudra, or the prayer hand seal. This specific chakra makes one feel unconfident if used improperly. Aang hurt Katara and was scared to use his fire-bending abilities to fight, but he is the Avatar, so he needed to use this ability to defeat his adversaries in life. He might be very peaceful, but he needed to use aggression to protect the innocent and weak. When this chakra is balanced, you develop an authentic confidence and strength within yourself, something he found within himself later on in the series. The extreme polarities of this vortex can be seen in cliche high school movies.
Fight you, Flash. I wouldn't want to fight me neither. Kick his ass, man.
The jocks are overly cocky and the nerds or geeks are unconfident and scared. Both people have this chakra imbalance. This chakra, the Anahata chakra, is ruled by love, and according to the show, is blocked by grief. Those are two emotions one will experience with the unbalanced and balanced heart chakra. And I'm not sure what the heart chakra mudra is called, but please somebody figure it out and put it down in the comment section below. In this show, Aang felt grief when he realized the air nomads were all gone except for him, although he started to open up more when he met Katara.
The pain flow away. Very good.
From my own experience, I can understand why Aang was crying when he opened this chakra. We carry around lots of baggage via dealing with everyday problems, and so yes, crying while meditating is quite common, as it purges negative emotions out of your system that you may not even be aware of. I used to not exactly cry, but when I meditated years ago, tears would fall down my face as it brought up old trauma from years ago.
The fifth in the chain is the sound chakra, located in the throat. It deals with truth and is blocked by lies.
The Vishuddhi chakra, the chakra ruled by sound, is connected to one's ability to speak and verbally express themselves. If one continues to lie, then the chakra is unbalanced. And if you can clearly express yourself, then the chakra is balanced. The hand gesture used to activate this chakra or vortex is simply called the Vishuddhi mudra. In his case, Aang lied about being the avatar to Sokka and Katara because he didn't know what their reaction would be. He simply never wanted this role, but he had to deal with this burden anyways. Aang accepting his status and position as the avatar helped him to open this chakra. The sixth chakra, aka the Ajna chakra, is ruled by a light in the cartoon, and it gives one advanced insight or wisdom. This spinning wheel is blocked by illusion, which tries to separate things like the elements, or even the four nations of the series. It's explained quite well in the cartoon that the elements are all one actually, just in different forms. The hand gesture that activates this chakra is called the Kalasvara mudra, which calms the mind and may improve one's concentration. Now, the final chakra, the Sahasrara chakra, is located at the crown of the head, and in the cartoon, it rules over one's thoughts, and it releases you from earthly attachments. The hand gesture used is simply called the crown chakra mudra, based on my research. Guru Pathic says that when you activate this chakra, it means the cosmic energy flows in through your head. Instead of opening this chakra, Aang halted this process and it stopped him from fully opening it. This is June, and if you like, click on this playlist right here.
Avatar: The Last Airbender. How cool is that? That a cartoon on Nickelodeon has all that knowledge right there. Nice and clear, fun, innocently presented. Like, how fascinating is that? That we have cartoons, anime, all sorts of different shows that demonstrate and teach and pass on this ancient knowledge of self-empowerment. Avatar is a beautiful series. I highly recommend it. If you haven't watched it, start from the very beginning all the way until the end. Beautiful series. So spiritual, so enlightening, so introspective, and really opens you up to different creative ways of expressing the different elements, the Christ consciousness on this planet, what it means to obtain, embody, and align through your egoic trials and tribulations with your avatar, your highest state, and what that looks like in this human life by facing adversity, challenges, and overcoming your own limitations. Got some cacao with raw honey. Awesome show. Yes, indeed. I highly recommend it, Sarah. It's even something that you and Ian could watch together if you wanted. All right. So let's go ahead and continue. But yeah, back to your question, Sarah. As far as inflammation goes, inflammation, when it comes to that solar plexus and the sacral, I mean, a lot of it's going to have to do with your ingredients that you're putting in your body. The ingredients that you put in your body is going to have a response to these energy centers, which is then going to respond to your organs and glands in the body. So just be very, very wise and in tune with what it is you're consuming, whether it's inflammatory meats, inflammatory dairy, inflammatory sugars, or inflammatory oils. And it's pretty wild that all four of those kind of things in this world are highly inflammatory and are highly promoted throughout everyday dieting. Grand Rising, Rhonda. I can see the inflammation in people. A fast may help. Yeah, that's true. Fasting is a good way to help. And like I said, ingredients. Know what ingredients you're putting inside your body. That's for sure. And if you're dealing with inflammation too, there's many herbs that you can use. Sarah, I'm sure you're aware of this. You can use herbs like rose hips and hibiscus. I mean, there's ginger, there is turmeric. All right, let's continue. So chakra crystal seeds. So our chakras are very much designed like circular flower petals with seed crystals in the center. The crystal seed of our chakra flower is attached to the central vertical channel of the hara line, and the prana, the breath of life, runs in circular patterns throughout our vertical channels and our chakras. When we are healthy and in energetic balance, the prana tube runs the movement of our breath in the same direction with the hara line, or the central vertical channel, of which our chakra cones attach at their center. So the hara line is that invisible light cord that travels all the way down the middle of your column, anchoring and connecting your higher and lower planes. So it's talking about the central channel that the chakras reside upon. The 7 chakras, I should say. So we have antiparticle chakras. The physical body has 7 primary particle chakras that merge with that antiparticle double of the main chakra centers through soul and monadic spiritual body integration, which is the process of spiritual ascension. These antiparticle double chakras are also called morphogenic chakras. Our morphogenic chakras are primarily dormant until we move through spiritual ascension stages of the monadic activation at the 8th chakra, and we begin to work with the 12th dimensional shield. So basically what we're getting into here is we're stepping into what we can call the 12 and the 15 chakra system. And they call it here, the terminology, the morphogenic chakras. The reason why they're called the morphogenic chakras is because when we step out of our primary 7 physical base structuring, we then step into our light body essence. And our light body essence carries traits of the term that we use called morphinogenic. Morphinogenic because it's like a blueprint or energy field that is able that is able to morph, mold, shift, and change depending upon the patterns, frequencies, and encoding that is being instilled within that field of light. So it's called morphinogenic because we reprogram and restructure that field to then assimilate through our chakras down into our physical matter. So let's go ahead and explore morphinogenic chakras. So morphinogenic chakras. A morphinogenic field is a form holding blueprint that stores information, how that form of consciousness will manifest. Morphinogenic fields are comprised by templates of conscious light and sound, which serve as the blueprints on which matter and conscious identity will then manifest. This occurs as a microcosmic and macrocosmic level and is a part of the mechanics of all creation. All matter forms and forms of consciousness, including planetary bodies and human bodies, are manifested through these morphinogenic imprints. The architecture of that manifestation template is the 12-tree grid. 12-tree grid, if you guys go back to the last episode from last Thursday, we went in depth about the 12-tree grid. Layers upon layers of morphinogenic fields exist at every level form, as manifested at each dimensional plane in the universal tree of life. Our personal blueprint is known as our morphinogenic field, and it expands to exist at a planetary level, the galactic level, the universal level, and the multiverse levels. All of the levels of the manifestation templates, the personal, planetary, galactic, and universal 12-tree grids are nested together, interconnected as what manifests within our holographic reality. To describe the antiparticle layers that exist in the higher chakra system, these higher chakras, 8 through 15, are called antiparticle chakras, or morphinogenic. The physical body has 7 primary chakras that merge with the antiparticle. And we actually just read that, so I'm not going to get further into that. But yeah, how cool is that? So the morphinogenic chakras in higher spiritual development, the particle and the antiparticle chakras merge together into one unified column. This is another example of gender unification between the male and the female principal chakras in order to create unity or a unified consciousness column. Good stuff. All right. So continuing, losing the lower chakras. So some of us have noted for many years, now our lower energy centers were shifting. Through the reconfiguration of these lower energy centers, known as the 1, 2, and the 3rd dimension chakras, we could feel their color wave spectrum changing frequency. Some perceive this as embodying higher dimensional chakras with different frequency colors. This usually begins with aurora coloring, perceiving the re-encryption process in the lower body, which is making repairs to the etheric double and lower energy center functioning. The root or perineum area for many star people is no longer red, but changes to light hues of violet pink and once rolled up to the higher energy centers. It becomes shades of blue-green or light pastels when we have embodied this frequency change. We do not have survival fears anymore. We can clearly see when the false king of tyranny from the red wave spectrum is manipulating victim archetypes in the public to incite fear. This frequency elevation process has been happening for some time. However, it is now happening progressively to more people. The lower chakras used to be etheric cones that were non-physical membranes located in the top layer of our light body. The main energy centers are still present, yet are being evaluated to run vital forces through our lower body glands, organs, and meridians. The chakra cones will eventually become absorbed into the higher consciousness aspect of the body and reconfigured completely. And then it has all 15 chakras right here for you guys to be able to check out and look in depth with. So let's take a look at some of these. Now, we're pretty familiar with the main 7. So let's take a look at some of the 8 through 15. So we have the higher heart chakra at number 8. The higher heart chakra is connected to the monad spiritual body. It is also the thymus. It connects us with the inner Holy Spirit. The Amora flame is activated when we're able to bring the 3 layers of our soul matrix into a triad body connection, and we begin monadic integration. The Amorea flame is the inner Holy Spirit that ignites in the center heart of the permanent seed atom that is located in the higher heart complex. This higher heart complex is located in the 8th chakra, the thymus gland. Number 9. So the monad spirit body is entwined with the activation of the 8th chakra. When the permanent seed atom begins to activate, the sequence of the monadic integration begins to link with the 9th chakra in a moving gyroscopic field with its center axis in the pineal gland. It's also called the mouth of God, and it is also known as the causal chakra, located in the back of the head. And not the back of the head only, but right where the spine and the brain connect. Now, I'm not going in depth about each of these chakras because that would be like a 3-hour episode. But I trust that you guys can do your due diligence and you guys can take what I've given you, go deeper, use your own discernment, and do some studying yourself as well. Then we have the 10th chakra. They call it the galactic chakra. See, some of these have different names. So this one is about 18 inches above the head. So I'm pretty sure this would be called the stellar gateway chakra. And this one is the lunar form transfiguration and the Buddhic mind. So at the second stage of hierogamic integration on the path of spiritual ascension, the Buddhic egg, which is accumulated lunar reflected light forms from the original family of the universal identity, will crack open into the monadic light body. The stage represents the archetypal merge of the soul and Luna, which begin the stage of the lunar reflections being consumed by solar light, which unify the principles between the Buddhic mind and the solar mind. The 11th chakra layer is the dark universal mother principle that has its density to eventually spiritually progress its lunar forms to be transmogrified. I've never seen that word before. Transmogrified through the solar light fire of the Holy Father principle. It contains the origins of the timelines of the seed of the Antichrist conflicts in the galactic timelines of the universal time matrix. Interesting. So yeah, that would be the soul star chakra, or the stellar gateway. Or did I skip one? I did skip one. Yeah, the 10th chakra is the soul star. So let me go through this again with you guys. The 8th is the higher heart. The 9th is the causal in the back of the head, the subconscious. Then you have the soul star, which is about 6 inches above the head. That connects you to your Akashic timelines as well as your blueprints. And then the 11th is the stellar gateway, which connects you to your Merkaba as well as your it also connects you to your higher spirit body outside of the matrix. And then you have the 13th. The 13th, interesting. This is the Earth Star chakra. So they call the 13th the Earth Star chakra. Connects to the Mother Arc. Anchors the 12D shield. That's pretty big right there, though. Connects you to the core of the Sophianic body in the Mother Arc. Then we have 14. They call this the Golden Chakra, 3 inches above the head. And it connects to the Universal Sun. It is the Founder's Pale Gold Ray. Chakra acts as the top lid for the 12D shield. And when it activates, it creates an additional gold buffer field called the Golden Fleece Buffer. So that's where our golden shield comes from. And then last one, the 15th chakra. This is connected to the Universal Father Ray, pale magenta. And it is underneath our body and underneath the earth. Upon the integration of the ascending stages of the Hieros Gamos, sacred marriage integration, the pale magenta violet ray ignites into the 12th chakra and will ascend up into the unified chakra column and merge with the first chakra, and further merge with the mother's aqua ray, and will bring in the cosmic monad, which reside at the emerald green ray in the still point of the chest. The emerald order green will permeate the right side masculine principle of the light body. This is the cosmic holy father of God principle, or solar rishi, 15th dimensional aspects of the amethyst order guardian when it is fully embodied. When the individual embodiment is elevated out of the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension chakras, and this protects that person from interaction or becoming consubstantial with those lower density energies and reversal polarity problems in the material world. So basically, once you start mastering your lower chakras, your root, your sacral, your solar plexus, when you master those, you cleanse those, you balance those, that's when you begin to feel a unstoppable force field of protection and stability through your physical nature while being in this physical embodiment. So if you have lower chakra issues, it's going to be very, very difficult to feel like you're protected, anchored, and guided while going through this physical assimilation. So it's super key. I know a lot of us like to just develop our higher chakras, work on our gifts, work on practices, work on our psychic abilities, but we also have to be aware of what we are consuming. Are we being active? Are we using movement? Are we stretching our body? Are we hydrating enough? Are we grounding properly? These are all important while on this mission. So I'll read this as well. The Founder Pale Violet Magenta Ray. To connect with the Founder Magenta Ray and reclaim our Father of God Principle Father Arc for the planet and humanity, we connect to the Magenta Ray of Father Arc. The magenta ray was previously under the control of the distortions made from the invasion of the planetary logos that had several distorted and planetary logos that had severely distorted its companion 7D violet ray, which connects into the one-dimensional Earth core to merge with the Mother Arc Aqua ray. The moon chain lineages were sending magnetic field distortions to promote the Archon controller patriarchal domination archetypes to the masculine, which manifested genetic damage on our planet. The Mother Arc is what brought forth the Holy Father again, reclaiming his consciousness pieces from planet Earth. I love how it said that, because if anybody that has studied ancient Egypt and know about the story of Osiris and Isis, it talks about the father, which is Osiris, getting dismembered by their son Set. Set is basically the ignorant, dark polarity of what we can become through emotions like anger, jealousy, wrath, things like that. And Set, in the story of the Egypt creation story, Set dismembers Osiris, and then Isis goes and collects the pieces of Osiris and puts them back together for his resurrection. Which is basically saying that when you get dismembered in your masculine energy and you don't know how to uphold, maintain, carry yourself forward, then that's when your feminine kicks in, and your feminine nurtures, regenerates, and compassionately instills love into your being to help you be able to be lifted back up into your masculine energy. So when you think about that in a divine union as well, it's very beautiful when you can balance that in your union, where if someone's falling, the other one can catch them and lift them up, and vice versa. So that'll be it for our study on ascensionglossary.com about chakras. I do want to share a nice chart with you guys. And this chart's going to show each chakra, well, each of the 7 chakras. And then it's also going to show you some different things that correlate and connect with that chakra as well. So let's see what we can find, you guys. I know there's all sorts out there. Here we go. This one's great. So typically it'll also have a planet as well as musical note. Maybe actually, let me see if I can find you guys one. If I'm gonna go ahead and pull one up, let's go ahead and pull up one with all the good stuff. Let's see. See, there's so many different options and varieties out there that you really can't go wrong. Here, I think this one's probably good. Okay, cool. This one's pretty nice. Let me go ahead and put it on the screen. I'm not sure where it went. Here we go. So yeah, if you guys just take a look at this right here, and you guys can always look these up too. Just type in chakra chart on Google. But it tells you about each of the 7 chakras on the left, gives you the location, gives you the Sanskrit name, gives you the element, the color that is spectrum connected with, the shape, and the inner color, how many petals the chakra has. It has the Vedic astrology sign and rising planet, primary gemstone, the metals that it connects with, and then the color for each day of the week. That's pretty cool. So you'll find some too that also have the musical note, because each chakra is correlated to a musical note wave spectrum, as well as a planet that governs it. Pretty cool stuff. So you learn that a chakra is also parallel and represents a certain color, frequency, musical note, planet, crystals, foods, so on and so forth. And everything has a correlation to each other. Pretty dope. So if you have any questions or anything else to share, feel free to drop them in the comments. But we're going to continue on and we're going to watch video number 2. It's going to be like a recap of the 7 chakras. And this is coming from a Indian background. So we'll be getting it from the Indian background. And then after that, we will close out with a video about the whole entire 12 chakra system and what it means.
Like the 7 colors in a spectrum and the 7 notes of music, human body is composed of 7 energy centers called chakras. In this video, we will look at the location, significance, and names of these chakras, and of course their meanings. If you are new to this jargon and are still confused if chakras make sense, please watch this video which explains the logic and reasoning behind the existence of chakras. The Sanskrit channel is an effort to explore hidden gems in the vast world of diverse Sanskrit literature. If you wish to support this effort, consider becoming a sponsor on Patreon or make a one-time contribution through these means. Your support will help us improve the quality, length, and number of topics covered in our videos. Do check out all the links in the description below. The first chakra to start with is Mooladhara. Also called as the root chakra in English, Mooladhara is located at the base of the spine. This is the area between the genital organ and the anal outlet. This is also known by the name perineum. The word Mooladhara is a combination of 2 Sanskrit words, Moola meaning source and Adhara meaning support. This is seen as the most rigid chakra and is associated with the earth element. Even physiologically, this is the place where the grossest elements of the body reside. If one's life energies are dominant in Mooladhara, one is always concerned with survival needs like shelter and security. This energy junction is also where the dormant Kundalini energy resides. If you wish to know more about Kundalini, watch this video. The second major chakra is Swadhisthana. This is called as the sacral chakra in English and is located at the top of the genital organ. The word Swadhisthana in Sanskrit literally means well established. This chakra deals with the faculties of pleasure and sexuality and is represented by the water element, which again correlates with the physiological presence of the exact same element in the human body. The third major chakra is Manipuraka. This is called as the navel chakra in English and is located just below the navel. This is also the level at which we were connected to our mothers and received nourishment inside the womb. This chakra deals with the faculties of power, hunger, and nourishment. It is represented by the fire element. The fourth major chakra is Anahata, also known as the heart chakra or the solar plexus. Anahata is located just below where our ribcage meets. Anahata in Sanskrit literally means unstruck sound. This chakra deals with kindness, love, and compassion. The element here is air. Fifth one is Vishuddhi, which literally means a purifier or a filter. Vishuddha means pure or filtered. This is located at the pit of the throat and hence is called as the throat chakra in English. Represented by the element Akash, Vishuddhi deals with speech and communication. Sixth chakra, called Agnya, literally means a command. This is located at the junction of the eyebrows. This is also called as the third eye chakra and deals with sight and perception. Once this chakra is fully activated, the third eye is said to be open. This eye, which is a representation of perception beyond the dualities of existence, will make one dispassionate towards everything. This is represented by Shiva burning everything within his sight if he opens his third eye. Finally, the seventh chakra at the top of the head is called Sahasrara. Sahasrara means 1,000-petaled lotus. This should not be understood literally as 1,000 petals, but rather as thousands of petals, meaning innumerable. Yogis who are in deep states of samadhi have their energies at this center. This is a state where even the sense of self is absent during meditation. Now that we are aware of the names, meanings and locations of all the chakras, in the next videos, we will venture into an in-depth exploration of each chakra. We'll of course be referring to original Sanskrit sources to understand these chakras better. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you wish to support the production of more videos like these, consider becoming a sponsor on Patreon or make a one-time contribution through these links. Consider subscribing to the Sanskrit channel where we explore hidden gems in the vast world of diverse Sanskrit literature. See you in the next video. Namaskaram.
Nice little recap for our basic 7 of our chakras. And before we watch our final video of this episode, I'd like to take a moment and pause and allow you guys to check out a beautiful New Year's retreat coming up, December 31st until the 3rd of January. I'm going to be hosting a 2nd annual New Year's holistic retreat. This will be in Western Pennsylvania, in a beautiful small town, in a nice historical inn, with plant-based meals provided, fireplaces and private rooms, as well as holistic healing workshops, great community, and conscious, sober celebration of the new year. Check it out.
Step into 2026 with intention and sacred purpose. Join ChristoLight Healing and Wellness for a transformative 3-day New Year's retreat at the historic Apple Butter Inn in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania. From December 31st through January 2nd, immerse yourself in cacao ceremonies, healing gong baths, and conscious manifesting workshops led by renowned practitioners Sadhanam Singh, Jesse Thomas, Katrina Durant, and Empress Dawn Faya. Enjoy live music by Shai Brown and Evan Sturgeon, while nourishing your body with plant-based meals and resting in luxury rooms with fireplaces and memory foam beds. This is your safe space to heal, connect with soul family, and consciously celebrate the new year.
So yes, that is coming up. And if you guys have any questions, just reach out. I will gladly guide you along the way and help you out with anything that you need. So you guys can check out this QR code on the screen. This QR code is going to give you access to my link page. My link page you can check out and browse and take a look at my one-on-one healing services that I offer, including my life guidance, my life coaching, giving you guidance of restructuring your daily life when it comes to your patterns, habits, routines, shadow work integration, as well as inner child healing and subconscious reprogramming. Or you can book Reiki sessions with me online or in person. You can do at-home one-day retreats. You can also do Akashic soul origin meditations with me to figure out your starseed lineage and the history that you've had. And along with that, light language activations, custom guided meditations as well. There's a multitude of things that I offer. You guys can check it out through that QR code right there or the link down below in the ticker. And you can also access my retreat signups, a organic, private-owned, clinical-grade reishi coffee company that I'm partnered with. You can also access the whole Sacred Kingdom community that I lead, which is a worldwide community where you can take a look at a directory of practitioners, a crystal shop owner, as well as organic home hygiene products that you guys can purchase any day of your life. So you guys can access all that by going to the QR code or the link in the ticker or down below in the description. Reach out if you have questions. So let's go ahead and check out our final video. And our final video is going to be about the 12 chakra system and unlocking the power of the 12 chakras.
The 12 chakra system and how to activate each energy center. The chakra system is an intriguing yet scientifically unproven concept which continues to draw the interest of modern-day yoga, Reiki, and New Age practitioners. The chakras are energy centers which are part of the subtle body, one that cannot be seen. However, they are illustrated as colorful symbols that you can find on the walls of most yoga studios and spiritual stores. How many chakras are there? The most familiar understanding is that there are 7 main chakras which run from the base of the spine to the top of the head. These are the root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, and crown chakra. But many ancient yogis believe many more energy centers exist besides the above 7. For example, Dr. Sri Amit Ray believes there are 114 chakras in the human physic body and 72,000 nadis. He then splits the chakras into 7 major chakras, 21 minor chakras, and 86 micro chakras. One of the newest beliefs among New Age practitioners is the existence of the 12 chakra system. This includes the 7 major chakras and an additional 5 outer chakras. These new chakras exist outside the body and represent our interconnectedness with higher spiritual realms. Another interpretation of the 12 chakra system actually features 13 chakras, but the Earth Star chakra is named Chakra 0 and comes before the root chakra. The meanings of the 12 chakras. Every chakra has a unique purpose and possesses specific qualities that affect a particular part of our mind, body, or soul. Knowledge of some of the 6 additional chakras is limited, but let's discuss what we know about each part of the 12 chakra system. Earth Star Chakra. The Earth Star Chakra, Vasudhara in Sanskrit, is a subpersonal chakra located below the feet. The energy center is off the body, but the exact distance is unknown, estimated to be between 6 to 18 inches below the soles of your feet. The Earth Star Chakra has a grounding, earthy energy like the root chakra and is described as the grounding cord that pulls our light body towards the Earth's center. The associated color is black when unactivated and magenta when open. Root chakra. The root chakra, Muladhara in Sanskrit, is located at the base of the spine, near the tailbone. It works with the Earth Star chakra to create a sense of safety and security, possessing grounding energy. When this chakra is open, a person feels centered, secure, and at ease with themselves and their surroundings. The root chakra's associated color is red. Sacral chakra. The sacral chakra, Swadhisthana in Sanskrit, has its position in the lower belly close to the reproductive organs that it governs. This chakra handles emotional regulation, creative potential, sexuality, and the ability to feel and pursue pleasure. The Swadhisthana chakra is connected to the water element. Someone with an open sacral chakra can flow with the ups and downs of life and find ease rather than be overtaken by their emotions. The second chakra's color is orange. Solar plexus chakra. The solar plexus chakra, Manipura in Sanskrit, sits in the upper belly below the ribs. It governs our digestive organs and manages our level of confidence, courage, and self-belief. When activated, we tap into our inner strength and personal power and feel determined, resilient, and unstoppable. The Manipura's color is yellow and is connected to the fire element. Heart chakra. The heart chakra, Anahata in Sanskrit, is located in the center of the chest, bridging together the lower and upper chakras. It is equally balanced between the physical and spiritual realm and has calm, healing energy. Anahata's qualities include unconditional love, joy, gratitude, forgiveness, and understanding. When activated, a person can give and receive love freely and fully. The associated color is green. Throat chakra. The throat chakra, Vishuddha in Sanskrit, sits in the throat center and controls our communication and self-expression. When activated, a person can express themselves freely without fear and has the confidence to say what they honestly think and speak their truth. Additionally, they can listen well to others and consider contrasting opinions while remaining authentic. The associated color is light blue. Third eye chakra. The third eye chakra, also known as the brow chakra or ajna in Sanskrit, is situated between the eyebrows. This energy center has more spiritual qualities than the previous ones, such as intuition, vision, and inner wisdom. The ajna chakra is also associated with the mind. If activated, a person can think clearly, see things from other perspectives, and sense their inner guidance. Its associated color is dark blue. Crown chakra. The crown chakra, Sahasrara in Sanskrit, sits just above the top of the head, resembling a floating crown. It is linked to spiritual connection and higher states of consciousness. When activated, a person knows they are more than just their physical body and understands that divine energy is all around. The associated color is purple. Soul Star Chakra. The Soul Star Chakra is the 8th energy center located 6 to 12 inches above the 7th chakra. The 8th chakra is also known as the Halo Chakra, as it represents a luminous circle of divine light above your head. This chakra is the primary channel for divine energy to travel to the rest of the chakra system below. As a transpersonal chakra located above the body, the 8th chakra represents the higher planes of the etheric body. Its associated color is fern green. Spirit Star Chakra. The Spirit Star Chakra is located above the Soul Star and is connected to profound levels of connection with the divine. The chakra is associated with communicating with angels, light beings, and guides, and represents the expansive spiritual realm. Its associated color is turquoise. While activation of the Soul Star Chakra allows you to connect to your true purpose, Spirit Chakra activation enables you to tap into the full extent of your soul's gifts and abilities. Your ability to manifest and create increases through this direct connection to the divine. Universal Chakra. The Universal Chakra is the 10th chakra located directly above the Spirit Chakra. It is represented as a pearl white color and governs all universal aspects of being. Here we experience a merging of our masculine and feminine energies, allowing us to tap into the best qualities of both. The universe chakra is the portal to the limitless flow of creation. When activated, you completely align your light being with your physical being, resulting in perfect harmony with the universe. Galactic chakra, the 11th chakra, known as the galactic chakra, is related to time travel and carries supernatural powers like teleportation, instant manifestation, and bilocation. This energy center encompasses total cosmic wisdom, and when activated, it is said that a person can travel beyond the limits of time and space. The galactic chakra's color is believed to be either pink-orange or a mixture of violet, gold, and silver. Divine Gateway Chakra. The last of the 12 chakras is the Divine Gateway Chakra, also known as the Stellar Gateway Chakra. This final point on the chakra journey represents full ascension and complete oneness with the divine. Activating this energy century opens the door into the divine world. It is believed that a person who has opened this chakra has the spiritual knowledge to guide others along their chakra journey to cosmic connection. The 12th chakra appears as golden or multicolored, shimmering energy. Final thoughts. In conclusion, the 12 chakra system is an extension of the traditional 7 chakra system, incorporating additional energy centers that connect us to higher spiritual realms. Each chakra serves a unique purpose, influencing different aspects of our mind, body, and soul. Understanding and activating these energy centers can lead to personal growth, self-awareness, and a deeper connection with the divine.
The 12 chakras. If you guys want to dive deeper one-on-one with a shamanic guide, practitioner, someone that is well-versed in exploring and communicating and helping you develop a healthy and conscious relationship with your energy centers, just reach out. Again, I offer these services. I actually do help primarily with chakra education and chakra empowerment as well. So with that being said, that'll do it for today's episode about chakras here on Grand Rising with ChristoLight. I thank you all for joining me and being a part of this episode and journey. If you haven't yet, please like, share, subscribe, support the algorithm, share this knowledge, family, friends, community, those that could really use this knowledge of chakras, as well as anything else that I've talked about within our universal time matrix. And if you have practitioners around you, educators, and others that are space holders, this is very, very valuable series that can help them expand upon the ways they can connect with the healing journey for others, as well as what kind of tools, multidimensional awareness, and more conscious ways we can deeply, deeply integrate, release, and clear our beings. So with that being said, that'll do it for today's episode. And I'll be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, and we'll be talking about ley lines and grid work. And we will be having our second special guest of the series, Rebecca Jones of Blistering Wood. And she is a very, very deep, intuitive light language channeler, energy practitioner, shamanic practitioner. She will be joining us live tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern for the next episode, Ley Lines and Grid Work, here on Grand Rising with ChristoLight. But later on today, you guys can tune in for a production of mine. I will be producing for Sandy Marshall, Soul Awakening with Sandra, out in Long Beach, California, as tomorrow, or no, not tomorrow, today, at 4 p.m. Eastern, she'll be going live to talk about quantum and science, the merging of quantum and science with our awakening awareness. That'll be today at 4 p.m. Eastern, and it will be streaming through these platforms as well as her YouTube channel, Soul Awakening with Sandra. But for now, I love you all. Have a blessed day, and thank you. Thank you for being you. Enjoy your journey. One love.
Quantum Age of Awakening and the Consciousness in Science. Hey, beautiful souls. Quantum physics teaches us that simply observing something and paying attention actually changes what happens. It doesn't mean we magically create reality with our thoughts, but it does show that consciousness participates in how things unfold. Awareness truly matters. Spirituality has always known this. Awareness is the bridge between our inner world and our outer world, the meeting point where energy shifts and new possibilities open. You've probably heard that phrase, everything is energy. And that's not just a spiritual idea. It aligns with science. Every atom, every molecule, every thought carries its own frequency. The universe isn't a collection of separate things. It's an immersed field of energy, constantly moving, shifting, and interacting. And you're woven into that. Your awareness, your presence influences your experiences, not by force, but by participation. Being awake and paying attention by choosing how and when you show up. If this resonates with you, I'd love to have you join me for a deeper exploration into consciousness and science during my live stream on November 25th, 2025 at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on my YouTube channel. We're going to dive into connection between consciousness, science, energy, and the way reality unfolds. I can't wait to connect with you there.